Not the day I thought it would be. Now, the wind was great, but the weather was not. It was a slow mist the entire day. Now, obviously, full-out rain is worse. Actually, freezing rain is the worst on planet Earth.
It's actually not that cold.
No. Really? Is that so, Ollie? Okay, I guess you don't want the charger. No problem. So we get over there a little bit early. I had some other drives to take care of.
A little bit early.
Oh, a little bit early. We were there.
3 hours early.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. You
It
guys
was
get
not.
to sit.
There was nothing beautiful about it.
Amy didn't want to take the kids into the kitchen. Where the kids are coming to the kitchen with me on Friday. Yeah, they
You're not
are.
allowing them to go.
Yes, they are allowed. I have no troubles with them.
That's because you're not there.
It's not true at all. I'm right there the whole time. Let's talk about cake, all right? So Unbeatable Kemp today, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Honestly, I couldn't even remember what equipment he wore. I remembered what he wore when I had last driven him or when I was around him more. But I hadn't seen him in forever. We were gone for most of the summer, and then he was claimed. Remember when they claimed? Then he was claimed. But do you remember when I bought him back? And then I bought Cake back. And he didn't race good his first 4 starts. Now, you pitch his last 2. There's 2 things you can't do with Unbeatable Kemp. You can't put him on the front. Very rarely.
There's 3 things.
Well, no. Very rarely you can put him on the front when he's on top of his game, which he is not right now. But for the most part, you can't put him on the front. You can't take him back to last. Now, I know that James and Dougie drove him from the outside, and when you're a catch driver and you pick up the program and you're like, source says no shot. Yeah, I watched the replay too. Dougie didn't even turn his whip around until halfway down the lane. Yeah. So, I get it. The horse is a long shot. He just shouldn't. He wasn't there. And after I watched the way that they raced him and the way he raced, and maybe it was warranted. I have no idea. But after I watched him race his last start, there was no doubt he was coming over here. Couldn't get in last week, so now he's off 2 weeks, wasn't he? 2 weeks, but you can't really train him. Can't train Kemp. He's not the soundest horse in the world, though. He looks sounder now than I've seen him in a long time. So it just jog. We used the Equisizer, the water walker at Northfield, and then we sent him over here to Ollie. And then we sent him over here to Tim. I warmed him up myself, just jogged him. Geez, he felt really good, but quiet. Now, anytime I remember Unbeatable Kemp, he's kind of rough to drive. He can be a real hothead and pretty ornery. He was 2 fingers today. Now, I didn't want to be first to the gate because I know I'm going to be back down. And what happens is, especially if I had the inside and I got a favorite, for some reason people believe that I'm just going to leave out of there with that horse.
For some reason.
What?
When you have the rail and you're a favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So what happens is, it's hard to induce somebody to come out of the middle of the gate. But I knew that Aaron had the outside and he'd probably take a shot. So I got him in there a hair late. And I wanted to. That was on purpose. I wanted to get in a hair late because I knew Dave would be going out of there and I knew Aaron would go out of there. Now, if they both went out of there, I got to push and let one of them go. If one of them goes out of there, away you go. Float over to the front. Instead, they both go out of there. I pushed through, let Aaron go. And now it felt like I was a winner the whole way. But again, keep in mind, hadn't driven Kemp in a long time. And I don't know how tight he is. We're at 57-3. We're going to go a mile 56 in a bit, 57. The horse on the front end looks pretty vulnerable to me. The horse first over. It looks like everything is working out our way. Now, as it turned out, he did get the jump on me. Jeremy Indoff's horse did get the jump on me, and I got him down to the inside. As I said to Amy, the one thing Kemp never really ever did was pass on the left.
Yeah.
He never really passed on the inside, but he would never run a horse down. Now, that's not true. When he was sharp as attack and he was on his game and he was doing real good the hours of 3, sure, wheel him off cover and he'd trot his eyeballs out down the lane, but not of late. It's a different Kemp, right? This is an older, kind of watered down version of Kemp. But Kemp was still in there. And when I got him into the pass lane and kicked the earplugs out and growled at him, he knew what his job was, and he ran down that horse and ended up in the winner's circle. I was really happy because Amy and the kids ended up in the car all the day, for the most part, and I ended up covered in mud. My eyes are still burning, knowing that I have to go back over to Northfield Park and race 6 or 7 tonight. So not a great feeling, but at the same token, it was all worth it to win the race with Kemp. So very happy we got the win with Kemp. I had a couple of people message me again today. So we're in the final stages of working on an agreement to sell J.K. Mickey Mantle after the race. And I had people saying Gandalf was too cheap and Mickey was too cheap. A couple of people did. And I need everybody to understand, it's always the older horsemen or the people that have been around the longest time that make these comments, because obviously they understand, when you're racing a horse, good horses are worth good money. But racing horses through their classes and then having to race them in condition races is not a place I want to be. I've said this, I don't want to keep beating this drum, but I've said this time and time again. I am not going to race the J.K. Mickey Mantles and Atlas Hanovers. If they're not going to get up and be where Patrick the Piranha is, then all you have is a middle condition horse that is going to have trouble, because what happens is the Patrick the Piranhas of the world that are maybe a little soft right now, or maybe just didn't race great, or for whatever reason have dropped down, they're going to chew them up, right? There's not going to be a scenario likely where a J.K. Mickey Mantle or Atlas Hanover is going to beat up a Patrick the Piranha. It's just not going to happen. And there always seems to be a Patrick the Piranha. And obviously you understand where I'm going with this. There's never any clear paths, right? Even when we entered Kemp today, I don't know who you're going to get in with. You're bottom class, but who knows? But when you're racing in the mid-condition races, there's always one or two dropping in. And it's very hard to navigate those waters. It's very difficult to do, and that's why we stick to the numbers of 1 through 7. And if they're better horses, great, and if they're not, we move them. And for the people out there that maybe don't agree with that model, I get it. Do as you wish, but that is the model that the stable is going to follow. So I need everybody to know, and it's not like anybody said it in any malicious way, and I didn't take it in any negative way. I just wanted, again, to explain why we're moving those types of horses and why we're bringing in newer horses. Now, somebody said, well, you broke your rule with Crantini. Technically, you're right. But Crantini has, 5 wins? 6? I know he's no more than he did when we sold him last time. So, Crantini has 5 or 6 wins and can race.
What rule did you break?
Buying a horse that's kind of out of his class. Although, he can race into the non-winners of 10 condition claimer for what we had done with him. So, I'm not really that worried about Crantini. But I do get what you're saying in the sense of I broke the rule. Not really, but getting close to it. I just think that Crantini's a fast enough horse where if we can get him back to the way he was, and then keep him that way, as a 4-year-old, he may be a better horse. Because, man, he raced great all through the summer when we raced him. Every week. Here's a horse that beat Black Magic, who won the Beal. Beat Black Magic and winning 53-3 in the Meadows, and race good all year. So I want everybody to keep that in mind. I just thought for trading, and this is exactly what we did. We traded Divine Zet and Smoking Hot Irish Girl.
Thank God we have baby Zed.
The sarcasm is dripping from your mouth.
I'm just saying because you sold it.
Yeah, I like Divine Zet. I just thought, much like a GM of a sports team, I thought we're trading 2 horses, 2 pieces of our puzzle that are about to run out of their classes in Northfield and the Meadows area. Now, there's classes in Dayton for them, so good luck to them with their horses. And we have her for tonight. They don't get her until after tonight. But we traded Divine Zet and Smoking Hot Irish Girl for Crantini. Crantini does have races left and should be a better horse than those 2 horses combined, in my humble opinion. So a trade up, so to speak, for the stable. That's how I see it. And every time we can trade up, it's always a good thing, right? It's always good when you can come out better than you went in, and that's always the plan. It's not always going to work out that way. Obviously, we've been the other side of it sometimes, but that's what we're doing. So that is what took place over the last 2 days. That's what's going to take place tomorrow. That's what's going to take place tonight. We still have 4 horses to race tonight. Divine Zet will make her last start for the stable tonight. Halakai is in tonight. Interested to race Halakai. I think she's got a good race sitting under. I think she's got a little pop under the hood tonight for our girl Halakai. Oh, hi, Addie. What about Cake, Addie? How did he do today? How'd he do? Tell everybody what he finished. Addie, tell everybody what Cake finished today. He went good. So we have Divine Zet. Our newest horse, Park Slope, will kick off the night at a race 9. Who am I missing? Divine Zet, Halakai, Park Slope. It's gonna bother me now. Why can't I remember 4 horses? It seems like it. Yes, good call. Lindy's Landing is in tonight with the rail. All those horses are coming in good tonight. So these are the types of horses we're trying to bring in. And although Divine Zet's on a roll and hopefully keeps it going tonight, she is now an Almost 4 horse. A little bit different than an Almost 2. So we'll see how it all plays out, but that is a little explanation, again, of what we're doing, what we're trying to achieve, and how we're trying to do it. There's an explanation about how Crantini came back to the stable.ca, and a little brief look ahead of what's going on tonight at Northfield Park. Take care, everybody.